what if I told you you could create cutouts like these by just using a standard inkjet printer that you probably have already in your craft room? I'm going to show you how to use a free software, a free website, and also your standard inkjet printer in your craft room to create one of these really large cutouts. I'm also going to show you how you do it the way I generally do it. In my craft room, I have a 24-inch printer, so I'm able to create really big cutouts without any issues, but most crafters don't. No matter which way you end up choosing, these things right here turn out like $1 million, and the end results just are absolutely fabulous. So I encourage you to at least make one of these the free version or the more professional versions like the ones that I make. Let's go. We're going to toggle back and forth on the free version and the more professional version within this video. So you want to watch the entire thing from start to finish just so you'll be able to figure out which way you want to go, okay? So the very first thing you want to do is make sure that the picture that you want to use for today's project is on your computer. Now, to keep this the very free version, what I'm going to do is open up a new internet browser, and I'm going to do remove.bg, okay? Now, this right here is a completely free website. It's actually the same website that is linked onto Canva. The only difference here is in order to remove the background of an image, you're gonna have to pay for Canva Pro. If you go directly to the website is free. But the problem here is when you go to the website and you use the free account, the resolution of your picture isn't as high quality as it would be if you just stayed within Canva. Canva, because you pay for the Pro, you get the higher resolution. So if you are making an extremely large cutout of any nature and you use the free version of on this website and your images come out like fuzzy, they call it pixelation, but we can call it fuzzy. If it comes out that way, it's because we have a low resolution file, okay? But you definitely can use this. I have made really large cutouts without ever paying for Canva Pro, and my cutouts turned out fine. So back at the website, what we need to do is drag and drop our picture into the remove.bg website. Now, generally when we do this, it automatically does it for you. You don't have to do anything else. If you do have to do some more, there are these different effects and erase tools that you can use that will delete the stuff. Once you're happy with what you see in the preview, what you can do is just press this download button. You're going to download it for free, or you can do the max quality. Do you see what the resolution difference is here between preview and free? This is why things become pixelated often, is because you have such a low resolution. Now I'm going to download this just so I can show you, if you're doing the free version, what your steps are going to take. But now let's kind of switch bases over to if you wanted to make these more professional looking, okay? So what you want to do at this point, and it actually goes for both people, if you want to do the free or the more professional looking one, what you have to do is determine the size of print that you are going to want to use. My particular printer prints 24 inches wide by however long I want my prints to be. If you are not going to use a 24-inch printer, but you are going to use a 24-inch printer from like Walgreens or CVS or something like that, their general sizes are either 24 by 48 or 24 by 36. You just want to make sure and go to the Walgreens or CVS website to determine what max size they use. If you are doing the entire free version, you can make this any size that you want, because I'm going to show you how you're going to print it from your at-home computer using whatever printer you have at home, okay? I am personally going to make it a 24 by 36 print. So coming over here to this thing that says custom size, I'm going to change my units over from pixels to inches. My width is going to be 24 inches and my height is going to be 36 inches. And then you just want to press create new design. Now, if you are somebody who is doing the more professional look version of these cutouts, what you need to do is find that picture that is on your computer and drag and drop it into Canva. Now, if you're doing the free version, you essentially do the exact same thing, but you drag and drop the remove background BG file that you have, okay? that's essentially it. That's the bread and butter. You're going to have to resize this to fit on your page, and then you're pretty much good to go until we get to how we save and print this, okay? Now with the not free version, the one that looks more professional, what you have to do now is go into this BG remover. Again, it's the same software, but from the website onto Canva. The only difference here is we're keeping on that resolution save. Remember when we were at the website and there was a different resolution, the preview or the max? In Canva Pro, you are paying for the max quality with Canva Pro, okay? So going back over into Canva, we have this removed, the background removed. If you needed to remove more of the background, all you would need to do is click again on the BG remover. This box is going to pop up, and then you can either restore or erase, and then you would just drag around whatever that you needed to make your end result look something like this. If you needed to edit the picture at all, you would just come over here to edit, and then you would come over here and to adjust. Now, if you are using the free version of this project, you also can edit the pictures. This is not a Canva Pro feature, okay? Everything that has a crown in Canva is a Canva Pro feature, okay? So I don't need to do any type of edits. I actually think this is a really good picture of my daughter. So I'm just gonna make this large and in charge. And I am going to rotate her just a little bit just so I can make her a little bit larger. I wanna make her super large, okay? This is going to end up being a really cute cutout of her. Now, if you wanted to create multiple projects, you could just by pressing add to page. I am not going to fill this up with anything else. It's just going to look exactly like this. Now what we want to do is we want to save this. So we're going to press share, and then we're going to press download. Now, if you are going to be sending this file over to CVS or Walgreens to get your prints, you want to make sure that whatever you save your file to is what CVS or Walgreens accepts. I don't think they accept PDF images. I think they only accept PNG or JPEGs. So you're going to want to double check with them, but I am using my 24-inch printer. Also, if you're doing the free version, you're going to want it to save exactly the way I am saving this, so you can be able to create your print at home with your at-home printer, okay? So for me, and for you, if you're doing the free version, what I want you to do is come over here to the PNG, and we are going to save it as a PDF print, best for print, okay? Now, when we do the color profile, what I want you to do is come down here, and I want you to do CMYK, best for professional printing, because we are printing this. Even if you're doing it from your home inkjet printer, I want you to have the best quality prints, okay? So we want to make sure and save it as the CMYK. Then all you have to do is press download. And now at this point, if you're going to send your file over to CVS or Walgreens, you just want to send the file over to the website and pick it up at a later time, then we'll assemble this all together. But if you're printing this from home, from your 24-inch printer, or for the free version with your inkjet, at-home inkjet printer, all you want to do is make sure and open up the file that we just saved. Whoops, she is large and in charge, but this is going to be such a cute cutout. You want to press Command P. Okay, so if you're doing the free version, what I need you to do is make sure that you are selected on the standard printer that you're going to be using. Now what I need you to do is just double check the page size that you are going to be printing on. So this right here is my page size, 8.5 by 11. If your printer, or if you want to print on like legal size paper or ledger size paper, my printer that I have, my inkjet printer, prints on 12 by 12 cardstock. If you wanted to do that, you totally could. You just want to make sure and go up into page setup, pressing continue, and then making sure that you have the correct page size that you are printing on. I'm gonna keep it at 8.5 by 11 because most people just only have 8.5 by 11 paper in their craft room, okay? Coming over here, you want to press poster. Now this will automatically set up how many sheets that you are going to need. Now clearly there are going to be a few sheets that are going to be blank for this particular cutout. You're going to want to print them all anyways. You can tile scale it 100%, 150%, which would just give you more sheets because you're going to make this larger. We're just going to keep it at 100%. Overlap is like how much of an overlap you're going to have in your final project. If you want more overlap, then create a larger decimal point. I'm not going to change, I don't change any of that generally. Once you're happy with what you're going to see, so over on the right hand side, you see that my daughter is going to need, or my daughter's cutout specifically is going to need 12 pages. We have each of these like little corner rectangle pieces is going to be a new sheet, okay? So I'm going to get 12 sheets of printed paper for this particular cutout. Once you're done and you make sure that you have it set up like this, then you just press print, okay? Now, if you're printing this on a 24-inch printer, which I am printing off of, all I'm going to do is press Command P. I'm going to make sure that I am connected to my 24-inch printer, okay? You really, truly don't have to do any more setup, just making sure that we are going to be printing on the correct page size. So my paper size does say I have it formatted for my 24-inch printer, and my paper size is set to 24 by 36, okay? Now at this point, what we need to do is go head over to the 24-inch printer and change out the paper that I have currently installed in the 24-inch printer. Changing out the paper in my 24-inch printer is really easy. I'm just gonna tap the screen, wake it up, and all I have to do is flip the little lever down over on the right-hand side and take out the rod. Then we just take this off and slip the rod out of the tube. Okay, I am going to be using some high gloss photo paper for this project. If you have printable vinyl at home for your 24-inch printer, I would use that just because then you're gonna essentially miss one whole step of this entire project. Also, if you are printing this from your CVS or Walgreens, printing it on high gloss vinyl versus paper, again, you'll just eliminate a whole step. The step that I have to do before doing anything more is gluing. I have to use some glue. It's not difficult. It's just one additional step. Once you have your entire roll stuck on there, then you just roll this down, push the lever, and then we just roll this into the printer. Now the printer, once you feed it in there, it'll like kind of grab and tug. Now once it's installed, what's going to happen is the printer is going to prompt you to pick a paper. I always like to do this plain premium gloss setting for this particular paper that I'm using. Now essentially what the printer is doing is feeding in the paper, making sure that I put it in perfectly straight so it's not going to print at like a crooked angle. Okay, so then back over at the computer, we have everything set up. So all I need to do is press print. Okay, and then whenever I print on the glossy paper, this particular printer wants me to manually press the cut button. So I just have to touch the screen to cut the paper. And this is the finished picture that we are going to cut out and make it into a large cutout size. I'm going to show you the largest difference between the two. I am not going to glue the smaller mosaic tiles of the cutout because I want it to look more like the glossier finish, but I'm just going to show you the difference between the two in quality, okay? This is not a bad option. Again, if you're going to use this one-time use, you don't want to spend a boatload of money on all the things, don't, because you don't have to. The end results will look just fine, okay? But I just wanted to show you what the difference is between the two. So here is my final print that I did on my 24-inch printer. If you printed this from CVS or Walgreens, your quality will be about the same, okay? The difference here is I only have a piece of photo paper, so I'm gonna have to glue this just like you would if you were using the free version. If I had printable vinyl, I would have used that, so I could just skip that step. But you have a full picture without any seams. So it's going to look absolutely gorgeous throughout without any type of like weird lines in your photo, okay? If you are going to be doing this version, what you need to do is cut all the gaps off. So there is like a gap right here and then down here. You have to cut them off. You have to trim them off, okay? And you want to make sure your lines are straight, that you're not leaving over any extra of like the white lines or anything else like that. You want to make sure that we hug this nice and tight and make straight lines. If you have one of those straight edge cutters, now's the time to pull it out because it will come in handy. But once you get done trimming out all the edges of your paper, what you're going to do is the same essential steps that I'm going to be doing with the glossy one. you're going to need to glue these as like a puzzle, and you're going to glue them together. But when you glue them, this is what you're going to end up looking like. Something. You're going to glue everything together on a foam board, and this is what you're going to get. Something that looks like this. Is this terrible? No, it's not terrible. Again, if you're doing this as a one-time use project, why spend the money if you don't have to? So you can do something like this. Just know that if we do the mosaic tile version, you'll get these lines through here, okay? But if you pull this back, you can't really see it. You know what I mean? So like, again, not a bad option. Definitely doable and way more affordable than buying a 24-inch printer or even printing them from CVS or Walgreens, because those prints are pretty expensive. It's cheap. If you have a 24-inch printer, it's just cheaper to print them here at the house versus even sending them over to Walgreens or CVS. But like, I print a lot, which is why I needed a 24-inch printer, but that is besides the point. Okay, so once you have your really large print, then you just need your piece of foam board, and let's glue this together. Okay, so first what I want you to do is trim off the excess of your paper if you have any excess, just because it makes it a lot more manageable. Now I am not going to go all the way to her dress. I want to leave a little bit of a buffer around the entire cutout just so it will look nice and seamless throughout. What I have found out throughout the years of making these is when we go too close to the cutout, it ends up looking really jagged. But if you leave a white border around everything, it looks way more professional doing it that way. Which my initial thought when I was making these first off is that there's no way that leaving it with a white border would make it look professional. It does, trust me, okay? Now, if you are using a sticker vinyl, all you have to do is peel off the sticker backing and place it onto your foam, okay? I don't have that luxury today, so I am going to be using a glue stick for my project, and I'm also going to be using foam. This foam right here just came from the Dollar Tree. Also, I do know that the foam boards at Walmart are cheaper. The other alternative here, and I have used it, is if you wanted to have a thicker quality cutout, going to the hardware store and picking up foam sheets that people would use for insulation to insulate their homes, you could do that. That is a great other option. But if you don't want that, the cost of that is significantly more expensive than just picking up a $1.50 piece of foam sheet, okay? Now, if you're doing the glue method, which is what I'm doing today, what I want you to do is pick up some glue sticks. This is my favorite brand of glue sticks because the glue bond is super strong. Most glue sticks are like weak bonded glue and your paper will start peeling up. It's because most of the time kids are using it. But this right here has a really good bond between your papers and your sheets, so it won't peel up. All right, don't use a water-based glue, because what will happen is your print will start to ripple and then it won't look cute. If you're doing the mosaic method, use this same glue. For everything. If you have to use glue, make sure it is a glue stick for this project, because we want to make sure and do a hefty amount of glue for this project. Now, my particular cutout is larger than this one single sheet, so I'm going to have to piece it together. I'm going to piece her, let me start at the top. I'm going to start at the top so I can piece her down here and it'll be not as ugly. So I'm just going to flip her over. And I'm going to take my glue, and I am going to be pretty heavy-handed on my glue. Remember, we want a lot of glue for a nice, good bond. If you have vinyl, this is where the vinyl comes in handy, because vinyl would be a peel and stick. This is clearly not a peel and stick. Does it take the same amount of time? Probably, because you don't have to go slow when you're doing this. You just want to make sure and get a heavy hand off everything. But definitely having vinyl would probably be a nicer, faster thing. I am not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to get a good start, a running head start, heavy hand. Generally for a 36-inch cutout, I go through at least one stick of glue. So I got it on like half of my cutout. I am just going to lay her down and I'm going to press down. If you have a brayer, use a brayer. If not, just using your hands is fine. But you just want to get a really good seal on your cutout to your foam board. Okay, with it pretty much good and glued down, I'm going to roll her over just a little bit and I'm going to just apply some heavy glue everywhere else that I know she's going to be. I've already ran out of glue with this stick, so let me just bust out another one. Okay, before I go any further, because I'm going to need a second sheet of foam, what I'm going to do is I am going to cut off any extra foam that I have, just so hopefully I can not have to use another sheet if I don't have to. This isn't going to be wide enough. Oh, poop, neither is that. Okay, so just got to get another sheet of foam. At this point, what I want you to do is just finish gluing. We will reinforce this after we are done, but I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing. Just take this, we're gonna glue to here. Remember, heavy hand on the glue. All right, now all we want to do is take our X-acto knife, trim off any extra that we got for the second piece of foam board. That is the gluing process. That was it. So at this point, what you can do is if you didn't have a hot X-acto knife, you could continue using your X-acto knife and trim off all the edges. However, I prefer the hot X-acto knife cuts because they make them really crispy. So I am going to plug in my hot X-acto knife and get that hot so I can show you what clean, nice, crispy cuts we get. Don't touch this with your fingers because you will burn your fingertips off, okay? So with our hot X-acto knife, what you want to do is do long, clean, stabbing cuts. You don't want to like sawzall it off because then you're not going to get good cuts, okay? You're going to stab, and then we are going to leave a buffer around the cutout. Again, if you go close to the cutout, what ends up happening is it looks really chiseled and it's not a good clean finish. So if you do long, clean swipes that give yourself like a little bit of a bubble around your cutout, you're gonna be golden, okay? Look how easy that is. And the cut line is so crispy and so good, okay? So going around your entire cutout, you want to start and then drag and then keep leaving that border. Now if you're doing the mosaic tile thing, once you're to this point of cutting out, it's the same thing. The finishing aspect of this is the same thing. It's just the how to print it and then assemble is the only difference here. But you see how I'm doing nice, clean swipes with my cutter. I'm not chiseling. I'm making sure I'm nice and deep. Oh, you know what? I said nice and deep, and then I obviously did not go deep enough because this isn't coming off as easy as I was hoping it would. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to bend this back, find where I didn't cut it out all the way, and I'm just going to go nicely in and let the heat of the X-acto knife do the work for me, okay? That's it. Now, flipping it back over, I still have a nice crisp cut, okay? Starting before our cutout, and we're gonna just wrap this around. If your particular cutout was made just like mine with the two pieces right here, what you want to do is you could continue to use your glue stick and just glue on like a spare piece of foam board to the back of this just for stability. You could do that. I am just going to do hot glue because I have it on hand and dries instantly so I can be done with this project. I just want to cut this down, make it a little bit cuter. You know, I'm all about things looking a little cute, even the back. So if I can help it, I am going to make things as cute as possible. All right, now that it's heated up, we're just going to add some glue all over your piece of foam. Okay, so the very last and final thing is you can continue using your hot glue gun and build your own little stand if you wanted this to be a self-standing item, or you can purchase these right here. I do like these because you can ship them. If you were wanting to ship this, you can ship it completely, like not, you know, what is that? Like completely flat, and then you just assemble it like this. And then it's ready to go. So this right here I like for shipping purposes. I sure hope you had so much fun learning how to make these huge cutouts, because they seriously bring so much joy to my heart every single time I make them, because they turn out so fabulous. I sure hope I inspired you to create, and I'll see you on the next one.